Welcome. We got a special surprise for you today. We're going to be interviewing Zach Oat from Diamond Select Toys, and he's going to answer your questions on what Diamond Select Toys has in store for next year and what's going on with some of the current product lines. Hey, Zach, how's it going?
It's going good. How are you doing?
Doing great. We're glad to have you here. So we're just going to get right into it. We'll start with an easy one, hopefully. What DST lines can we expect to see a lot of support for and big announcements for in 2023?
Well, we're going to be doing expansion on our Lord of the Rings products, so we'll have some more Lord of the Rings stuff we'll get to talk about next year, as well as more action figures. We're finally going to be offering the Series 5 with Boromir and Lurtz, and then we're going to continue that line. We've got plans to finish the Fellowship. Hopefully we'll be able to roll those out pretty regularly after that. We had a little bit of a break, but we're back. But we are going to do some other Lord of the Rings products. We'll show those off pretty soon, I think. And we do have another license that we're going to be launching around the same time, and hopefully people dig it. We've never done anything of this license before, so hopefully, yeah, I think it'll have a lot of fans. There's a lot of fans for the series. It's a TV series.
Okay, that was my part two of the question. What new license?
I always want to know: is it TV
and
series?
What medium are they coming?
Give me something.
TV series, yeah, TV series. That's great. Can you say is it recent or in the last couple decades or?
In the last couple decades, it's off the air, but it's still got a big fan base, I think. So we'll see. We'll see how it does.
Awesome. Well, very exciting. We love the Lord of the Rings Select line. I know one question I hear a lot. We saw at Comic-Con this year is, are you guys going to do something bigger and a bigger scale in the line? I think they asked you guys that at the panel.
Yes, we're still looking into whether we can do something larger scale. I think we may be able to do using this line expansion. So we'll have to see. I think we do have some plans to try and roll out some of the bigger characters, but we'll see how that goes. It should be pretty exciting when we show it off, and hopefully the support is there because we want to expand the action figure line into larger scales and as much as we can.
Well, sounds like it. People are really eager to get their hands on those, and some figures in that wave sold out pretty quick. So the demand is definitely there. So hopefully we'll see some really cool larger scale ones. So second question I got for you is Diamond Select Toys considering doing more anime licenses outside of Avatar?
It's certainly something we've looked at, and depending on how hardcore you are, you may not consider Avatar The Last Airbender an anime because it is, I believe, made in Texas. Maybe I'm thinking of Castlevania. Castlevania is made in Texas, but the Avatar license is doing really well for us. We're going to be doing more action figures, I think, more gallery dioramas for sure, and I think we've looked at some other stuff. So who knows? There's a lot of great. I mean, going back to the 80s, there's some fantastic anime properties that would still make really good collectibles. So we'll have to see.
Definitely. Are we going to see that Avatar line expanded to other mediums? I know right now it's action figures and gallery diorama, I believe.
I believe we have plans for a statue. I can't really say who it's of, but we are talking about doing a statue, and I'm not sure how far along that one is. But we definitely have other gallery dioramas. I think we've said before that we're working on a Toph. So once Toph is ready to go, we're going to solicit her. And I don't know who's next for action figures myself, but as soon as we have those ready, we'll offer those as well.
Collection or milestone?
I think Premier Collection.
Okay. Next question I got for you is I recall some great multi-piece gallery dioramas you guys did, particularly with the Toho Godzilla series. Could we perhaps see some more of those, maybe with the Marvel or the other lines?
We kind of launched a series of Marvel ones that were meant to be sort of displayed together. The ones where they're all on a battlefield base. There's not necessarily the same battlefield. The Thor one had a lot of frost giant kind of runes and stuff like that. And then the Spider-Man one was on a city street. But the Wasp one was also on a city street. It was kind of a mix of a lot of different things. But those were kind of meant to be displayed together just because they were all on that battlefield base. But we are definitely going to do some more Godzilla. We're in the process of figuring out the third pairing of two Godzilla and a bad guy. So we're working on that right now, and hopefully people like what we came up with.
Definitely. Are we going to see Godzilla? I know he's in Legends in 3D. He's in Gallery Diorama. What about selects? What about like a Premier Collection or something like that?
For Godzilla, I think I don't know if we have plans to do another Legends in 3D. We did 64 and then we did 62. It'd be really cool to do a more modern Godzilla in that line. I hope we do another Legends in 3D. I haven't heard any specific plans for it. As far as resin statues go, I think our galleries are pretty deluxe as it is. I mean, those are more expensive ones. They run anywhere. They used to run from 70 up to 125. So there, I think if we were to do anything in resin, it would certainly be a lot pricier. And I don't know if we're going to go that direction right now. Action figures were certainly discussed at one point, but I'm not sure if that's still in talks. But if it would be great it would be really fun to do them. A lot of fun.
Yes, such a gallery of rogues. Would he work, you think, in the Minimates line?
We did 3 box sets of Godzilla Minimates, which were really cool. And people want more. They want Ghidorah. They want a lot of different characters. And then we did the 3 box sets of Vinimates, which were 2-packs. I'd love to see either one of those again. I'm not sure if we're going to go back to either one at this point, but I'd be the first one to root for it. You know, I love Minimates. So.
No, I love Minimates. Yep. Cool. Okay. So we've seen an increase in animated mini busts. We've seen the X-Men line and now the Spider-Man line, which a lot of fans love, and they look amazing, like right off the screen. Are there other animated classics from that period that DST might consider doing? Perhaps Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Transformers, or G.I. Joe?
We did a line of G.I. Joe and Transformers busts a long ways back. I don't know if we're planning on getting back into those. Ninja Turtles busts, animated style busts would be very cool. We're actually launching a line of gallery dioramas, not specifically based on the cartoon, but based on this. We showed off our last Ronin one, which is up for pre-order now. I think it's actually going to be resolicited at a different price, but we're going to be doing regular Ninja Turtles as well, the 4 main turtles. So we're going to offer the first one of those late December. So you'll be able to pre-order, I think we're starting with Leonardo in late December. And then we're going to offer, I think, 1 a month from then on. And they all connect to form one cool diorama. So that's what we're doing with Ninja Turtles. We do have the Gargoyles gallery busts that are coming out. So that's kind of from that era, the 90s era. So we do have those that are rolling out. I think up for pre-order Demona, Goliath, and Xanatos. And the Goliath is really cool. I saw a production piece. It looks a lot better than the prototype. The face is, I think, a little tighter, and it's really, there's magnets to hold the wings in place and the hair in place, because you got to remove the hair to put the wings on and stuff like that. So it's a really nice piece, and I look forward to seeing the other 2 pieces in the line as well. But it would be cool to do more cartoons like Ninja Turtles and other things like that. But Spider-Man, we definitely have more in the works. We just listed Green Goblin, and I'm pretty sure we have some other villains coming up. You can probably guess, big Spider-Man villains from the series that haven't gotten busts, where you're going to see some of them. X-Men, I think we have one of the main team members that we have not offered yet is going to be coming up. I think we're going to do him as an exclusive for a retailer. Hopefully everybody will be able to get their hands on him, but we'll be offering him pretty soon, I think.
Okay. What about revisiting that Batman animated line? You guys put out a couple of those.
Batman animated would be a really cool line to revisit, but the characters we didn't get to, I mean, like Firefly, there aren't that many that would really be.
Did you do a Mad Hatter in that line?
Yes, he was one of the ones we did towards the end. Some of the production runs towards the end were a little lower, but we did a Mad Hatter, we did Man Bat, we did a bunch of characters. We did pretty much all the main guys, but there were Scarecrow was another one that I think we ended up not doing the full run because the orders were kind of low. But then we went back and made more of them because they were so in demand. Because we don't always produce the full production run announced if we don't need them, but if we need them to refresh at the end, we'll go back and we'll make more. We're not adjusting the number, just adjusting how many are on the market. It would be cool to go back, but we're not doing any DC stuff right now, but hopefully that'll change in the future. Okay.
And with the Ninja Turtle line you just mentioned, was that based on the comics or the cartoon show or a movie?
It's more comic based. Okay. It's still the multicolor masks, but it's more comic based than it is cartoon.
Okay. So Diamond Select Toys has been doing some great work with video game characters, bringing them to life in Selects, Gallery Diorama, Legends in 3D. We've seen popular characters from Kingdom Hearts. We've seen Sonic. And we were wondering, could we perhaps get some other characters that aren't getting a lot of love, like The Last of Us or God of War?
We talked a little bit about doing some more Sonic stuff. We had the action figures that we developed that are going to be showing off that we showed up at New York, and we're hopefully going to be bringing those to market pretty soon. I don't know if we have any more games in the works. Game licenses can be kind of tough to handle, but Sonic we definitely want to do more with, and I guess we'll see about anything else. I don't think there's anything really on the board right now, right at this very minute, besides Sonic.
I know you guys or very soon are releasing the Uncharted figure, but that's based on the movie. Wondering if that dovetail into the video game.
The movie based on Uncharted figure, I think, just hit this past Wednesday. So, no, we love we'd love to do more video game stuff. Obviously, there's a lot of great games out there.
Definitely.
Can you hold on 1 second while I grab my power cord? They just told me my computer's dying, and I want to make sure
that happens.
I don't want to cut off in the middle of an interview. Okie doke.
Yep.
Sorry.
I only brought it up because Gentle Giant did an amazing God of War, I'm going to call it a gallery diorama back in 2018. And it'd be great to see more things like that.
I think a lot of those video game pack-ins, those ones that come with the games, the deluxe versions, I think a lot of those are done by Gentle Giant Studios. Yeah. They develop them for for the different game companies. Gentle Giant Limited, I don't know how much they were involved in how much they get involved in that sort of stuff, but at least before we took over. I know they've done some even more recently than that, that were not Gentle Giant Limited specifically, but there were, I think, it wasn't The Last of Us. It was somebody else. It was another game that had a really nice statue, and that was a Gentle Giant Studios piece.
Okay. So a question regarding the 2021 NBX STCC exclusive with the hanging tree and everything. Question I'm seeing a lot is that keeps getting pushed back. What's going on with that one? Are we going to see that one anytime soon?
I am not quite sure what is going on with that one. I know that we're still making it as far as I know. So hopefully we'll have something to announce in the near future. I don't think that it's a problem with the packaging. We weren't like doing a special light or anything like that, like we did for the one before that, the 2021. Sometimes our packaging, arranging getting everything in the right exact place is more complicated than it looks. So I'll have to follow up after this meeting and see what the situation is with it. Sorry, I don't have an answer for you today.
No, that's all right. I just noticed it was in the most recent shipping updates. It got pushed to first quarter of 2023 now. Just curious. I know there's a lot of new molds in there.
We're shipping very little before the end of this year.
I noticed there's a lot of new molds in that one. Do you happen to know off the top of your head what is new versus what is recycled?
For that set, I think it's all mostly reissue because we're going to be showing it. Well, no, there's a couple of new toys.
That's what I was.
One is I forget what the two toys were. There might be a couple toys in there, but most of it is reissue. It's a jack and it's the tree, and it's a couple of the toy making tables. So I'm not entirely sure. I don't think it's a problem with the tooling for the toys, but we'll have to see what the situation is. I'm sorry, I don't have more information.
Yep, that's fine. Look forward to that. So just the last question I got for you is where and when could fans expect to see Diamond Select Toys pop up at a next convention?
The current plan is to do Star Wars Celebration in London in April. And then after that, I guess we'll be at San Diego, and then New York Comic Con in October, and I think we'll be having Toy Fair in September this year. So, 2023. So, those are our three shows. If something else comes up, we'll certainly let people know, or if we end up not doing one of them, we'll let people know. But for now, that's our schedule for 2023.
Perfect. Maybe I'll run into you at London.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, I happen to be vacationing there at the same time, and the Rebels Come guys asked me if I go present on a panel. So
that's
great. It all works out.
Excellent.
So, okay, well, that's all I had. Thank you very much for your time today. We look forward to the great palette of things you guys have coming out in the next year. As always, top notch. You guys pretty much dominate the market in terms of busts and statues, and of course, Minimates. So
yes.
We continue to look forward to some exciting new products in 2023.
Yeah, a lot of fun stuff coming up. Thank you so much for talking to me.
All right. Thank you, Zach. Take care.
Bye.